Time again to go head to head. It's My Arcade versus Basic Fun. This time it's Dig Dug. We're doing that right now.
Don't you know that you're a grown up? No games, no puns. Not allowed if you're a grown up.
Hey, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm John. I am a GenXGrownUp. Thanks for checking out this video and the channel. Incidentally, if this is your first time checking out our stuff, see that little subscribe button down there, the notification bell? Give it a click and you can check out more of our Gen X inspired stuff. We've been looking at a lot of these handheld arcade game simulations lately, from Basic Fun and My Arcade. I even took a look at the Fix-It Felix Jr. that was inspired by Wreck-It Ralph on Ralph Breaks the Internet that never was an arcade classic at all. I guess these are becoming so popular that there's starting to become some overlap between the two publishers. Just recently I did a video where I looked at the Basic Fun versus My Arcade Galaga. I'll put a link to that up there in the corner. We looked at the gameplay, kind of what the screen looked like, what your overall value was. I found the results of that one so interesting that I wanted to carry on this comparison because recently Basic Fun put out their Dig Dug. And there has been a Dig Dug out from My Arcade for quite a while. In fact, I already did a video for that. Again, up in the corner there. I'll put a link if you want to see any of those. But today we're looking at Dig Dug. These are both really affordable. Basic Fun runs around 20 bucks, and I think My Arcade's about 25. So since they're not terribly expensive, it comes down to which one is a better value for you. Which one gives you a better Dig Dug experience, or what is it you're looking for in one of these units? Let's take them to the table and find out. So here we have both of them. We got the My Arcade and we have the Basic Fun Arcade Classics. Actually, I already took a look at the My Arcade in a previous video. I'll put a link to it up there in the corner if you want to take a look at that more in depth. But we'll crack this guy open and have him here as a comparison because we want to look at them side by side. So as a reminder, here is the My Arcade Dig Dug. I really like these cabinets better than the Basic Fun in general. I just think they look more like an old arcade machine. There's more real estate here to put the graphics. I like the usually like a nice lit up marquee. And while they don't come with batteries, they do allow for external power via a little micro USB plug here. So that's a nice addition. The little four-way D-pad here actually has a little screw-on, screw-off joystick that you can leave on or take off. I prefer to leave it on. We have a reset and a start button, and we have the pump button as Dig Dug will need. But more importantly, I want to compare the gameplay to this one and the other. So I'll throw some batteries in this one, and let's move on then and take a look at the Basic Fun. Here's the Basic Fun Dig Dug. This is the newer packaging that has the no number on the front, the numbers here on the side, number 13. This one and Galaga both were the first ones in the line that had this new packaging style. So let's crack this one open. So here's our Basic Fun Dig Dug. Again, a little more narrow, a little less room for real estate here. Still a very authentic side art. As I kind of mentioned, one of the key differentiators here is this one comes with batteries, so you get that right out of the gate. You don't have to add batteries to it. On the controller front, we have our 8-way joystick that's actually restricted with the molded plastic as a restrictor plate, so it's stuck as a 4-way. We have a start button and a pump button. Down below, you're on-off, and you can toggle up to 3 different levels of volume. Let's start with the My Arcade. I always thought it was cool that the coin door is the power. That's a nice little touch. Yeah, so a quick look, very definitely NES ROM, NES on a chip. We were aware of that going in. Sound is pretty authentic. Gameplay-wise, it's what you expect. I mean, it's the NES ROM, just fine. You can step and pump. Come here, Figar. Yeah, let's crush somebody under a rock right quick. Boom, we squished him. You know, it's a very horizontal version of Dig Dug because it's the NES. They try to make it a little more vertical by putting the score along the side, but it's not really replicating the arcade game, but that's because it's, you know, it's not the arcade ROM. Not going to complain, though. I mean, serviceable version of Dig Dug. You know, if you wouldn't mistake it for something else, it's definitely Dig Dug. I missed him badly. Oh, and it died. All right, let's take a look then at the Basic Fun. Here's our Basic Fun Dig Dug. Power on. Copyright 2018. Yeah, this does not look like an NES ROM. Let's hit start. Oh, the sound actually sounded a little bit better to me. Let's see how loud we can make it. So there's the volume. It's pretty much off low. Look, so it's a much more vertical version. The joystick isn't quite as responsive, although I'm kind of reaching around the camera, so I find that 4-way restrictor plate to be more restrictive than I would like, maybe. Squish somebody if I can. I missed him. This is like, it's not the arcade ROM, it's like some other hybrid version that they made based on the arcade ROM is how it feels. Which I'm kind of a fan of. Squish! Boom! I missed you again. This feels like it plays a little better. Don't get me wrong, my arcade plays great, but this feels a little more like the arcade game. The verticality, the score being up here at the top. So it's kind of like if you're going to go this far, why do you stop at a hybrid version of the ROM and not just use the arcade ROM? Finally, I want to kind of do a comparison side by side of the quality of the screen. In my previous video, I noted that the Basic Fun seemed to have blacker blacks than my arcade. So I want to show them side by side. Let's turn them both on here. Can you see how much grayer the My Arcade looks versus the Basic Fun on the right? Same lighting conditions, same camera shot, maybe not quite as bright, but look how much richer the color is. Look how washed out the My Arcade on the left is versus how vibrant the colors are in the Basic Fun. So if the two versions of the game were identical, you'd have to go with the one on the right. And the fact that the one on the right, the Basic Fun, frankly, is a closer version of Dig Dug. Even though the joystick might be a little less responsive, it is a much, much closer representation. Look how pale and kind of garbagey the one on the left is. My Arcade, there's no comparison. The Basic Fun just has a much better screen and a better looking version of Dig Dug, thanks to the hardware that they've selected. I was a little bit surprised, but you know, based on the findings I had with Galaga, I guess I shouldn't have been. So far, all of the My Arcade units have used that Nintendo on a chip, which in and of itself is not a deal breaker, but as so many people have pointed out, rightfully so, in the comments of these videos, in this day and age, why are we not using the original arcade ROMs? We know inexpensive hardware can handle it. I gotta think it's licensing, and neither of them are using an arcade ROM, but Basic Fun definitely is using a better version of Dig Dug that appears to be custom written for the Basic Fun units. It's closer to the arcade, both in sound, layout, the graphics. Just like with Galaga, the screen, like the contrast that's on the Basic Fun, it's so much better that if the two are completely equal, then you would have to go with that. But Basic Fun, a little cheaper. Basic Fun, better screen. Basic Fun, closer ROM to the original. And I mean, hands down, I wish I could take this game, this ROM, and put it inside of this unit because I think these are more attractive on the shelf. Again, Basic Fun, cheaper, but wins out, hands down. All of us at GenXGrownUp hope you found something in this video to enjoy. Let us know in the comments down below what you think, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye. GenXGrownUp is dedicated to bringing you new Generation X inspired videos every week. Here are a couple more you can watch right now, but for even more, subscribe and enable those notifications. And if you love what we do, we invite you to support us over on Patreon. And of course, your feedback in the comments and a quick thumbs up are always appreciated.